Okay, we're about to go live. We're about to go live. Okay. Okay. If you can hear me, kindly send 111. Okay. 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 Let's wait for everybody to join. Okay. Okay. Let's wait for everybody to join. Okay. Okay. All right. So, sorry. I think I need to do something now. So distractions. This WhatsApp is distracting me. Okay. All right. So yeah. Let's wait for people to come on board and then we'll start. Just waiting for 1 or 2 persons and then we should start. Okay. So let's just wait for them. I'm going to wait till 8:35 and then we should start from there. All right. So I don't know that this one that rain is already falling on my side. I don't know. Okay, just so that okay, I can see somebody. If you're the person, kindly drop a comment. Let me know you're with me. If you can hear me, drop a comment, let me know, and then we'll proceed immediately. All right, my eyes are on the comment section. If you can hear me, drop a comment section and just so that we can proceed immediately. All right. Okay. Ready for today's trading, and yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I can see you, sir. I can see you. Okay, I can see you, sir. Thank you for coming around. How was your day, sir? Okay, I can see you. Sorry, it's about to rain on my own side here. So probably if in case we start having network glitches, do well to call my attention. So let me start speaking loud. Okay, I can see 3 people here. Just let me know that your chat you can hear me. Just drop a fireball or drop any indication in the comment section, and then we'll start the training immediately. Okay, just drop something in the comment section, and then we'll start immediately. Okay, I can see 2 people. I can see 2 people. Okay. Can see 2 people, right? If you're the second person, kindly drop a comment and then we'll start immediately. Nice one, Mr. Boniface. I can see you 111. That is our favorite language. All right, welcome. Right. So yeah, we're going to be starting today without any further delay. All right. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. And what is that topic? This is what introduction to what to market and traders psychology. All right, if you had read the sales letter, you'd understand that when I was talking about the aspect of trader or market psychology, I actually said that it constitutes 80% of your success as a crypto trader, and then that is it's no hype. If you want to become very good in cryptocurrency, you need to be a master of your own emotions. You need to be a master of trader psychology, right? So how do you get to master trader psychology if you are yet to even understand about it? It's going to be difficult. So that is why I dedicated this particular module to explain to you how you can master your own emotions, how you can master this, how you can think like a trader. Aside from just having the mindset of a trader, in this particular episode, I'm going to expose you to some of the fundamental psychological or cognitive factors you need to put into consideration, you need to take note of in order for you to prosper and make more money as a trader. Trust me, by the time you keep on growing in this industry, you're going to understand that cryptocurrency, but you see, all these technical fundamental analysis, all this other noise you're going to be making apart from this particular mode is just noise. That's just the honest. By the time you begin to go deep, you understand that a bulk of your success depends on how you're able to manage your emotions, right? So I'm going to talk about all of those things in due course. For the meantime, let's get into the course proper, right? So let's start from what? From market psychology, right? So in this particular aspect, now I'm going to be sharing my screen, right? I'm going to be sharing my screen so that I can better explain this particular thing, right? So let me be sharing my screen. Okay. If you can see my screen, kindly type 111. If you can see my screen, kindly type 111. Let me know you can see my screen. If you can see the market psychology I'm sharing, kindly type 111. Let me know you're with me. Okay. So that I can, before I proceed, let me know that you're with me. If you can see my screen, I'm sharing. If you can see the slide, type 111 so we can proceed immediately. All right. Great, great, great. I can see you. Okay, that's enough confirmation. So let us proceed immediately. All right. So let us start from there. Now, what is market psychology, right? What is market psychology? Now, in this particular aspect, now, like I said, we're going to be talking about what? Market psychology. And then here I'm going to explain to you what? How to identify and interpret the various psychological traits that affect the entire crypto market, entire financial market. Now, I'm not just saying the crypto market, I'm talking about the entire financial market. Maybe in the future, now you might want to dive into stock market. In the future, you might want to dive into forex market, whichever market you want to dive into. So far as it is what it is the financial market, market psychology is very, very important. Why? Because of what the way human beings interact with money is the same across the whole world, across the globe. You are here in Nigeria, somebody in Italy is going to respond to the money the same way you're responding to money here. The way you respond to investment here is the same way another person is going to respond to investment. So far as it's money, human beings have the same response to money just because of what we are emotional beings. So if you want to succeed in cryptocurrency, if you want to succeed in any financial market now, we're going to be making emphasis to crypto trader because of course this training is all about what cryptocurrency. So in order for you to succeed as a crypto trader, you need to learn how to become a master of your emotions. Because trust me, guys, there are different instances whereby you just be, oh no, you want to trade, but then your emotions would interfere with your decisions. And the moment your emotions interfere with your decisions, it's most likely going to lead into a death trap. If you read my story, you're going to understand that a bulk of the money I lost when I started making money in cryptocurrency were all as a result of what? Emotional imbalance. It got to a point where I was angry. It got to a point where I was scared. It got to a point whereby I just wanted to get back my money. So I was just trading irrationally. And then the worst of it all happened when pride sets in. So all of these things are what are psychological factors, right? So to go ahead with this training, let's look at the next slide, right? So now, what is market psychology? What is market psychology? Market psychology describes the overall behavior of a market based on emotional and cognitive factors as portrayed by every player in the financial market. All right, I trust you with your book here. You see, financial market psychology describes the overall behavior of the market based on emotions. Key emphasis on on emotions and cognitive factors as portrayed by every player in the financial market. Now, by every player, I mean both the whales, both the person that owns 0.001 Bitcoin, both the person that, so far as you want to buy cryptocurrency, so far as you want to interact with the crypto market, so far as you want to interact with the financial market, the way you respond to it emotionally and cognitively is what describes market psychology. And until you learn to, and until you make peace with the fact that you need to master your emotions, you're never going to make money in cryptocurrency. Because sometimes you might be acting and then you think maybe it's logic that you're acting upon, not knowing that what is the one emotion that's influencing your decision. And most at times, in fact, every time, emotions lead to an irrational trade call. People that make money in cryptocurrency are people that have mastered their emotions, all right? So that the whole of the emotions and cognitive factors that describe emotion, that describe the financial market is what we call market psychology. That is of every trader. Now I'm going to explain to you the difference between market psychology and trader psychology. Remember that market psychology is from a general perspective. That is all the players in the industry. That is you, me, Chris Annie himself, all the whole traders across the world. The 3.7% of the entire population that are dealing with cryptocurrency, the way they interact with the market is what describes market psychology. Okay, so now trader psychology, on its other hand, is on an individual basis. All right, how a particular, now we are going to niche down to a particular individual. Now, market psychology is general, how the whole market respond to certain emotional or cognitive factors like that. Why trader psychology is per individual trader, how you battle with your emotions. Right. So let's look at the next slide now. Now, importance of market psychology. Why do you need to learn about market psychology? Number one, to hint you on the possible emotional response that can interfere with your trade decisions. Like I said before now, it is possible if you've ever encountered cryptocurrency, you understand that there's a certain point in time whereby you're just on your own, and then you saw the way the social media saying buy Shiba Inu, buy Shiba Inu, buy Shiba Inu, and then you felt as if you were missing out. And you felt as if, if I don't buy Shiba Inu, I'm going to lose out on this life. I'm not serious with my life. You see, honestly speaking, at that particular moment, but nothing is actually pushing you if not fear of missing out. And that fear of missing out is sponsored by an emotion, and that emotion is called what? The fear emotion. Now, many people, when I started, I never knew that it was fear. Me, I was thinking maybe it was just me responding and me taking responsibility for my life. I did not know that it was what? It was the fear of those. It was a fear, a psychological response to what? To any financial market. Normally, every human being, even fear of missing out is not just response. It's not just applicable in just finance, in just trading cryptocurrency. Across every sector of life, fear of missing out always happens there. All right. Even when you want to go submit your exams paper, you discover your assignment paper, and then you discover that okay, the person's about to leave, your lecturer is about to leave the class. That fear of not missing out on your submitted paper now is going to push you to do some certain things. Now you might discover you just discover yourself, you that cannot even climb table before you know you're already climbing tables, trying to run to go and submit your paper. That is the fear pushing you to taking some certain actions like that. So now in cryptocurrency, now, if you're not aware of that emotions now, you keep on trading irrationally and keep on losing your money. So the idea of market psychology now is to expose you to some of these psychological factors. We have a lot of psychological factors I'm going to expose you to. By that time now, I want you to sit down and then ask yourself, this thing, I've not been a victim of this thing before. That is, if you've ever traded cryptocurrency before, I believe all of us here must have heard of cryptocurrency one way or the other. So that's, you see the way all of these emotions had their turns on you, right? So by the time I'm hinting on the possible emotional response, then you have an idea. Okay, the only way you can win something is when you have knowledge of that particular thing. You cannot fight what you don't know. All right. So if they say it's emotion that is killing you, if you don't know the emotions, how would you fight it? So that is the idea of understanding market psychology, because I'm going to expose you to all the emotional responses that can interfere. Trust me, since it requires you investing your hard-earned money, emotions will always play out. I'm not saying that the emotions are bad. The emotions are good. Emotions are neither bad, they are neither good. They're just in between the line. They are just there to describe how human you are. That is why in Binance and other platforms, you need to go through some form of advanced verification in order for you to confirm that you're not a robot. Because if a robot learns how to trade, some financial markets will be in trouble. Because robots have no emotions. As such, the market is going to be flawed. It's going to be the market is not just going to make sense. Imagine a situation whereby everything is just going up, nothing is coming down. Because if a robot is trading, we're not going to we explain the market structure now. You understand what market structure is. If human beings do not have emotions, that market structure is never going to be possible. Because everything is just going to go in a straight line. Imagine every human being is thinking the same. Nobody is fearing. Everybody is just greedy. The market coin will keep on pumping, and then that will create an imbalance. So these emotions tend to create a balance in the system. So it's not really bad on its own. Where it's bad is when it's excess. All right. So the next importance of market psychology is it arms you with the needed information as to how to safeguard yourself against these emotions. Remember now, aside from just equipping you with the knowledge of these emotions, I'm also going to equip you with the necessary armories in order for you to combat or manage these emotions. Because like I said, you can't fight it. No matter how I expose you to fear. The moment you want to start trading, fear will always come to have its turn on you. All right. So the moment fear begins to come on you now, how do you now manage this fear now? That is also what this market psychology is going to expose you to. Aside from just knowing that fear is something that would most likely come around when you want to trade now, how do you control it? That is what would happen to you. How do you get courage? How do you become courageous enough to take that particular action you want to take? All right. So that is one of the importance of learning about market psychology. Aside from just identifying the emotions, the various emotions that affect your trading, it also suggests to you possible ways you can use to solve it. Because just identifying the problem on its own is not really nice. I can only imagine they tell you that this is your enemy, and then nobody tells you how to fight your enemy. It's just penny wise, pound foolish. All right. So that is one of the importance of market psychology. Then the next one is market psychology gives you an edge in the market. Now imagine a situation whereby you know that at this particular point in the market now, this particular emotion is supposed to be prevalent. You know that okay, everybody, you just imagine a social like me now, but no matter as the social media carries a hype, I no go fall freak, I no go fall victim. Why? Because I already have an edge. I already understand that this thing is just a ploy, a decoy to what to ricket people, to send people back to the village. So no matter how pressure, no matter people tell me say, guy, if you don't buy this particular coin, you they miss out. I will not buy. Because I understand that what it is a different emotion that is fueling them to take that decision. A time will come whereby the excitement will get to the roof, and before you know it, one massive dip is going to come. This same edge we're talking about is what people that lacked this financial this edge I'm talking about here are those that went and bought Bitcoin like $65,000. Because that was the time that the whole media was saying, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. But because of what they not really understand the concept of market psychology, they went and buying Bitcoin with the hope that Bitcoin is going to go to $1,000 from there. Shana then get the market now. But then look at where we are today. So you that now have the edge, you understand that okay, at that particular point in time, it's a time to stay off the market. That is one of the edges that what the market psychology gives to you. You might be trying to explain this to another person. The person will be like, okay, you know what they do, you know, like money. They there now go cash out, they leave you. So we on the social media, they'll be saying, if you know they do Bitcoin, you be scammer. You know that to them now they'll feel maybe they are being rational with their investment, not knowing that it's an emotion that's fueling their decision. But on your own hand, you're already armed. You already have an advantage. Okay, you already know that okay, this is what is going to happen after this period of time. It's just a matter of time before the hype gets over, and then everybody goes back crying. Everybody goes back to the trenches. Look how Bitcoin did to people. Bitcoin rubbished a lot of people. But trust me, in as much as people are crying bear market, there are people that made that it did not affect them a single. I personally, this bear market did not really affect me like that because I've been out of the market for a really long time. We saw this thing coming. We're just entering the market for short-term purposes. That's the edge that market psychology what gives to you. All right. So now let's look at the next slide now. Now, this is how the market psychology looks like. This is how an interpretation of the market psychology. All right. Now, if you look at this market psychology now, the structure looks like that of the market structure. The way the thing is all presented looks like that of the market structure. What is this trying to tell you now? It means at every given structure now, but there's an emotion that is most likely to be prevalent at that particular point. At every given structure in the market, there's a certain emotion that's prevalent at that particular time. Right now, let me give you before I start explaining each of this. Now, I'm going to send this particular thing to the group chat so that people can have it clear in case it's not really clear here. I'm going to send it on the group chat. There are different chats about it, but this is the one I just feel okay, I should use this particular one. Right now, let me give you a clear instance. Now, at this particular point you are now buying crypto market number, we are in a season of accumulation or consolidation. And then don't worry, by the time we start explaining some of these emotions that attach to this particular point, you're going to understand why people at this moment, people are feeling like, I'm this Bitcoin, just say will ever rise again. That is an emotion fueling their thoughts. But then if you have an idea of this psychological traits number, you'll not be shaped. You just need to know that okay, you need to be patient because at the end of the day, it is time that's going to determine how far you win. It's just a matter of time before whatever you've predicted is going to play out. Right. So the first one we have here now, if you look at this, let's starting from the right to left, you discover that we have disbelief there. And then this disbelief, it coincides with the accumulation phase. So when a coin is accumulating, when a coin is ranging, people will be like, you should say this coin will ever rise. That is what people are saying. That there's no belief in that asset. Now let's read what they wrote there. They said what? This, okay, let's see. Let me read what they wrote there. They say what? No way this will succeed this time. Like everybody, I feel, this coin, I don't believe, you should say this thing will ever rise. That is what people are feeling. And it's normal. It is human emotion. Anybody that's not aware of these emotions will feel like that. Even yourself, I want to believe that at one point you've asked yourself, this Bitcoin should say go rise. That is what you showing what disbelief. And disbelief happens at the point of accumulation. All right. So by the time we leave disbelief, now by the time the coin begins to you discover that there's a breakout, it begins to go up, and then that is where we go into hope. Like hope there for this thing. Thank God I bought Bitcoin. Thank God you understand that kind of thing. Maybe it is real after all. That is why you're going to start feeling as if as if I make the right decision. You know that kind of, you're beginning to gamble the thoughts. So there's hope for the future. There's hope. That is because of what you've discovered that there's a slight movement in the price of the coin. In the price of the coin, sorry. All right. So the movement is beginning to get noticeable. So is your emotion is what is changing too. Every human being feels like this. Don't worry, the moment you are done with this particular training, I want you to just observe what is going to be happening in the market. Just observe. Now you're in a bear season number, you're in more like a consolidation number. Observe what happens when cryptocurrency start going up now. People begin to show interest in the market. They'll be like, hope they will, hope they will. Before you know now, people start talking about cryptocurrency in their WhatsApp status, small like that, just small. It's not going to be obvious like that, but that's how it starts. Then by the time the coin keeps on going again, we now enter the next is what optimism. And what do you do? Oh wow, this is real. That is where it begins to you begin to realize that I can make money in cryptocurrency. You know, see, anytime we're in a bull market, but everybody feels as if they can make money in cryptocurrency. Everybody begins to call himself a crypto trader. Because of that, you're feeling okay. More hope there for cryptocurrency, generational wealth. I will build wealth in cryptocurrency. They have found that kind of thought like that. That is because of what the coin has started to go. Everybody loves things that will make them happy. Then you know that optimism is more like what being happy. Okay, you're excited about the future. All right. Then the next thing we're going to talk about is what is belief. You start to let's go all in. This coin on the move. It's like the heat begins to get much. At this particular point, and that is where FOMO begins to come in. The FOMO is not yet strong yet. The fear of missing out, it is not yet strong yet. But at this particular moment, it is beginning to get momentum. People are beginning to hear Bitcoin on the pump, market on the pump. All joy. Every crypto trader is celebrating its win. Remember, like I said, the market does not just go up in a straight line. So just don't take this picture for as it is. Understand that there's always a retracement. All right. So after they believe, what happens now is the trail. That's what you begin to get overly excited. We can still go up. Time to buy on. Time to buy. You understand that kind of thing. Like everybody like hold, buy more cryptocurrency. The social media begins to carry it. Cryptocurrency now the new money or your money. Like when I think in 2021 we had a situation whereby the market was mooning. That is when Bitcoin got to $60,000. You need to understand that at that particular moment, but everybody was talking about cryptocurrency. Everybody was talking about Bitcoin. That was because everybody was excited. Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, Bitcoin this. Person will just put more money, it don't make profits. The joy is too much, right? Then before we do it, now it got to the apex, right? Remember now I said, if you look at it carefully, we started from the point of accumulation. Then now I've entered a markup, and then at the apex of the markup, we have the euphoria. Euphoria is just like overexcitement. Everybody's excited that they have found the way out of the way to financial freedom. I'm a genius and a millionaire. Everybody have invested in this point of hope already made money. People that had bought accumulation already made money. Somebody that was previously calling Bitcoin a scam, because of he have made more money now, he's already oppressing his people with social media proof. If you read my sales letter, you'd understand that this didn't happen to me. When I started, I was not believing. It got to a point where I started making profit, and then it got to a point where I was overly excited. That is where the apex. And that is the most dangerous part in cryptocurrency. People went and buy Bitcoin at $65,000, all fall in this category. The excitement, they could not contain the excitement. That is when the fear of missing out is so strong, right? You got a person just like, if I don't buy Shiba Inu, I miss out. If I don't buy Wakanda Inu, I miss. That is when, see, at that particular moment, but if you're here to buy a particular coin, but it will be as if you're a loser in your life. Imagine then, I didn't buy Wakanda Inu today. But at that particular moment that Wakanda Inu launched, but oh boy, on my WhatsApp status, but it was as if I was not serious in my life. I was a crypto trader, someone that does not even know what cryptocurrency was oppressing my life with his profit from Wakanda Inu, simply because of that overexcitement. I'm a millionaire, big boy, cash out king. Understand? Like if you read my sales letter very well, I believe all of you did it. You're going to understand this particular point. That is where pride comes into place. Now, this euphoria is the general state of the entire crypto market. Now, there's a specific emotion that is behind this particular, and it's called the pride. Now, I'm going to itemize all of these emotions for you, so you can understand and prepare yourself. Because, like I said, market cycle happens in as much as we're in a bear season now. I tell you, we'll get a bull season, and then if you're not cognizant of these emotions, you will fall victim. You go and buy when people are shouting Bitcoin, Bitcoin to the moon, Bitcoin to the moon, and then before you know it, you crash. All your money is going to finish. You will be sent back to your village. And then look at complacency. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that word. Is it complacency? Okay, whatever. I believe you should look at it and then you read the word yourself. All right. So look at it now. Within that euphoria and that particular one is that point of distribution. The market has started to slow down, but yet people are still excited. We can still go up. You know that kind of point because of you imagine somebody buying Bitcoin at $65,000. She will never believe that the coin will ever drop. Nobody will ever buy a coin and say, the coin go drop. Even if the coin begins to show sign of weakness, they'll begin to say, no worry yourself, it will still go up. Because of what? They are beginning to doubt it. That's what this complaints means. They begin to doubt it. This thing, I've invested in it, this thing just have to go up. That is the emotion that's what they're sponsoring that particular aspect. But then you do not have an idea that we're at a point of distribution now. Do you need to say you want to buy any cryptocurrency? No. You take your profit and wait. You keep your money in your stable coins, right? stable coins like USDT, coins that are not that what they are resistant to what extreme market volatility. You see, so this, if you look now, I'm trying to correlate this with the market structure now, right? So this particular point is the point of distribution. Where other people that do not really know about market psychology are busy saying, the coin will still go up. You have already identified that this is the point of distribution. What is about to happen is a deep shit. All right. So that particular point in time, you have already exited the market. You must have told people to exit the market, but then they will not be able to say, this one, and you don't know what's up. Bitcoin is going to $100,000. If you like, no buy on your own. It's going to look as if you're not serious if you refuse to buy at the initial stage, all right? But then if you hold on to that belief, because like I said, it's one thing for you to know this information, it's one thing for you to act on it too. Now I'm just explaining it, but by the time you begin to apply it in real life, you discover how difficult it is. It's already what a sound mentality, a sound mindset is going to help you to hold your position, to understand that this is actually going to play out. Because when we're in a particular phase now, imagine now at this particular moment in the phase of Bitcoin now, it is very hard for anybody that's going to tell that Bitcoin is going to grow again. Everybody have lost hope in Bitcoin. So it's the same thing. Remember, in the phase of euphoria, everybody's excited. Bitcoin will ever drop again. Upward ever, backward never. That's what people be saying. Unknown to them, we're about to enter we're about to experience a markdown. All right. So after that complacency, then when the thing goes down again, that's what anxiety. They begin to gamble the thoughts. You sure say I'm not going to go back to the trenches. They're still doubting the whole thing. All right. That is when you're already making loss, but you feel like, let me still hold my position. Something will happen. Like that's when you're beginning to bank on luck. You're beginning to say, this thing, it will rise. Yeah, it will rise. Bitcoin, it will rise. No worry. This is where you ahead. Let me use the perfect word. This is where you turn to a motivational speaker. Like when you see anybody that is trading cryptocurrency becomes a motivational speaker, go and check it. He's losing his money, and then he's at a point of anxiety. Okay. If you're getting the value, please let me know in the comment section. All right. So this particular person is beginning to become a motivational speaker. Say, all things that go, how will this happen? Like, I know you know what motivational speakers do. They start giving you words as if, hold on, the end is whenever you hit rock bottom, you can go up. Stuff like that. All right. So that is exactly how anxiety affects you that's how anxiety plays out in the entire crypto market. Okay. So then the next phase we have is the denial. All right. The denial, where you begin to say we can still recover from this, whether people see we can still recover from this when people see the true value. This is all the aspect of motivational speaking. Where you begin to say, if you're not believing in Bitcoin, you're your own. No, in as much as we're in deep season, does not mean that everything that goes down must surely rise up. You know that kind of talks of motivation. You begin to find ways to motivate yourself, but deep down, you're beginning to lose hope. You're beginning to deny cryptocurrency. That is what happened at that stage of denial. All right. So now after the denial, we now have the panic. That is where you be like, this sell-off is too much. Am I sure I can handle this thing? That is why you begin to tell yourself. The sell-off becomes so obvious. You begin to ask yourself, am I sure I can handle this thing? All right. If you can hear me, drop some fireball. Nice one, Mr. Boniface. I can see you. Nice one. All right. So that is how it happens. People, you begin to tell yourself that the panic is much. Imagine when people started selling Bitcoin at $40,000. People were saying, if you rise, then it got to a point, it got to $30,000. If you rise. Before we know it kept on dipping. And they be like, just I no go follow this people sell. Let me carry my small loss and go. That's what I mean by what? By panic. You begin to panic. Okay? So that is exactly how it happens. All right? So then the next one we have is is anger. Maybe you do not sell. Or we have another again. We have so I don't know how to pronounce that word, but capitulation. All right, capitulation. This is where you sell off your asset. Be like, I don't tire. Bitcoin has sent you back to the village. Out of anger, you sold your asset. You sold everything. That is what has hit rock bottom. Imagine somebody that bought cryptocurrency at this point of hope. That is at the place of accumulation. It got you euphoria. You did not sell because of greed. All right. I know that euphoria is a place of fear of missing out, and it's a place of greed. When greed will hold you by the neck, you do not sell. It came down to a place of complacency. You did not sell. It came to a point of of anxiety. You do not sell. You're feeling it is going to rise. It's going to rise. It came to the point of denial. You do not sell. It's when you now got to the bottom. You now be like, crypto, this is going to zero. Bitcoin is going to zero. I better sell and manage the little money I have. That is why the devil begins to say that better take profit and go and use the money you have and buy bread before you lose everything you have. and then you sell your assets. And all of our annoyance, you begin to feel angry. Begin to feel angry that this thing is now because of some useless rules. You begin to blame people, say now useless rules, now rules they cause all of these things. All right, you say if not for this, their Elon Musk, Bitcoin would have gotten to you. Begin to lay accusations, and this is anger. And then I felt this thing in real life. If you read my sister, I'll keep on making reference to my sister because I remember at a point I was angry. I was angry with everybody. This crypto market now scam. If you tell me crypto as of the time of anger, if anybody tells you crypto market is scam, you believe because you have lost everything. You had money in your hand, but because of you are unable to take profit and handle your emotions very well, you lost that same money. So anger is what you are compensated with. I can see at this point of anger to the point of depression is where we have the consolidation. I explained consolidation before. So at this particular period of time, this is where you need to be. If you see people getting angry about cryptocurrency, if you see people getting depressed, understand that okay, these are signs that we are about to experience a new season. Then you begin to see depression. I am ruined. That's why people start to think of oh boy, I didn't have. Imagine when you had 1 million naira in cryptocurrency, and that 1 million naira turned to 20,000 naira. It happens to some people like that because of what they are greed, because of their lack of understanding of these principles. All right. So this is exactly what happens with people that fail to understand market psychology. So that point of depression now, at that point of depression is consolidation. I am ruined. I've lost everything I had. I sold my house and invested in Bitcoin. I sold my car and invested in Bitcoin. Now look at where I am now. Become depressed. A lot of people are depressed. I was once depressed. That's why I've been losing money for cryptocurrency. That was because of what I had limited understanding about what this psychology of the market. If I had known, even if I had a profit, I wouldn't have still sold, because I understand that the market operates in cycles. So if you can look at it now, after the depression, we started entering what? Disbelief, right? So now look at this disbelief at the extreme end here, and then go back to where we started first. You see your disbelief happened twice. Disbelief is what is occurring twice. That is to show that a new season is about a new cycle is about to start. So everything we explained there is going to happen again. And that is the beauty of market psychology, right? If you understand market psychology, anywhere you buy from, you can be able to predict the next movement. So at any particular structure, you know the emotion that's interfering at that particular moment. All right. So that is exactly how it happens. I want to believe you're getting value now. You're getting the idea of market structure. Like I told you, market psychology. Sorry, you're getting the idea of market psychology in collaboration with market structure. Because I'm taking my time to explain all of these things so that you can have a better understanding about cryptocurrency. Because by the time the top start getting tougher, if you don't have an idea of this particular thing, you keep on selling at profit and then you keep on going back to your village. You might even become broke that you don't even have money to go back to your village. You will trek to your village because of what you've given the money, you've given the market back all the money it gave to you. But having an idea of this particular emotion and this psychological trait is going to help you make the most profit in cryptocurrency. All right. So after this disbelief now, the cycle continues, and then we keep on going and going, and it repeats itself again. And I tell you, human beings do not learn. That is just the honest truth. If you don't make the deliberate attempt to learn about this thing, but just as you've committed your finance to learn about this thing, but some people will not commit their finance. They'll keep on thinking maybe cryptocurrency is something you can trade based on law. And then when the cycle starts again, they will do the same mistake they did, but they will repeat that same mistake again to get to a point of belief, thrill, excitement, but they will not take profit. Greed will hold them by the neck. And by the time greed holds them by the neck, they'll begin to enter contemplacy again, anxiety, denial, panic, and then they will sell off their profit again, their money, they are at loss again. It happens like this, right? So I want you guys to take note of this particular point, and then we'll see how you can build your conviction about this thing. And of course, the only thing that's going to make you to adhere to this thing is your discipline. Don't worry, we're going to get to places of how you can be able to manage your emotions at every given instance. Okay. So let's go to the next thing, to what we have next. All right. So I want to believe you guys that if you got what I just said down, let me see some fireballs. All right. If you got the value I just shared down, let me see some fireballs in the comment section. All right. Mr. Boniface has been responding. I think I need to see a fireball again, and then we'll go to the next thing I have for you guys here. All right. So what is the next thing that we have here now is what is markets, what is trader psychology. All right. Like I told you, market psychology has to do with the entire entire traders in the crypto industry or in the financial market in general. All right. Then trader psychology now happens to what? To an individual trader. How these emotions play out to what? To an individual person. Now we're not going to look at it from what? From a general scale. We're going to look at it from what? From a much more what? Concise what? Scale. So what much more what? Closer look. How it affects you as a what? As an individual trader. All right. So now in this market, in this trader psychology, now remember I said what? All of these emotions are not what? They are not bad. They are not good. They are neutral. It depends on how you use them. These emotions describe you as a what? As a human. Okay, if you're not human, then you wouldn't have emotions. But for the fact you have emotions, it signifies that what? You're a human, and as such, you should be proud of the fact that what? You have emotions. Okay, thank you, Mr. Boniface. I can see you. I can see you. Thank you. All right. So that is it. Like I said, these emotions are not really bad in themselves. All right. So in this particular point, I'm going to expose that in the next this market trader psychology. I'm going to expose you to some of the emotions that would most likely affect you as a person. And then I want you to evaluate yourself. Now these emotions, but sometimes you might have it in excess. Sometimes you might have it in what? Human beings are different. We are different. So it's possible that in your own end there, you're this kind of person that's always afraid. Like it happens, there are people that naturally they are scared. So by the time I'm calling out these emotions now, you yourself, I want you to what? Evaluate yourself and see how does it relate to you. And then if you discover, okay, that this particular emotion is much for you, I want you to see how you can start working on yourself, how you can begin to manage it. That means that word here, manage it. Right? So the first emotion we have here, the first biggest emotion we have here is what? Is fear. Fear is the biggest emotion you should be scared of. Like everybody have fear. No matter how I explain for your market psychology, you see this fear, you must be fear go to catch you, go to do you shaggy. Okay? That is because it is not easy to invest your hard-earned money in a very volatile market like cryptocurrency. But I'm calling fear now, but I'm not really making fear to not make you feel as if you should come before me like a jagaban. So you're not going to be fearing. No. Fear comes in two ways, all right? Fear serves as an indicator that, okay, you should take profit and protect yourself. All right? And on the other hand, again, fear puts you at danger. Now, there's two kinds of fear. We have fear of missing out now, whereby the coin is moving, and then you felt as though, okay, I'm already missing out too. Okay, thank you, sir. I can also see you too, Mr. Godwin. I can see you. Okay, I can see you too. Okay, thank you. So this fear now happens in two ways: fear of missing out. Okay, whereby the coin, everybody social media saying if you don't buy Shiba Inu, you don't miss out in life. You're not serious to your life. All right. So that is what happens in the case of fear of missing. That's how fear interferes with your decisions. All right. Another fear happens when after you've traded and then you have a consecutive losses. Maybe your loss happened consecutively. Fear will start to catch you. To enter the market again is going to be a tug of war for you. All right. You're going to start that's fear of Kai. Sure, say I go on trade cryptocurrency for life again. That is fear holding you. But you need to understand that you need to be courageous. In as much as you experience some certain loss, take a break. But then if you're coming back to the market, drop that fear aside. Once you've conducted the analysis and then you discover, okay, I'm in a good season, go all in the market. Don't be scared. Because after every loss, it's just like now, a teacher flogs you now in school. That time you were in primary school. When a teacher flogs you now, would you want to go back to that teacher again? Even if the teacher wants to give you sweet, would you want to go back to that teacher again? No. You feel as if you go back to him, he's going to flog you, right? That is the fear we're talking about here. So I start from fear of missing out that people are overly excited and they'll go and buy at the top and then end up crashing. There's also fear of going back into the market, probably after you experience one or two losses, after the market has slashed you on your bum. All right? So by the time the market lashes and going back is going to be a tug of war. But you need to understand that fear is what is normal. It's just an indication that you're human. Okay? So you need to find a way to fight it. And how do you fight it? Be courageous. Just understand that, okay, it is part of the game. It is normal. If I'm scared, it is normal. I just need to overcome this fear and enter the market regardless. Okay? So that is exactly how the fear of emotions happen to you. This is the biggest and the most important, it's the most biggest fear you ever face in your trading career. Everybody fears. Even me, if I want to enter some kind of trade by it, I will fear. Trust me, if you're trading with 10,000 naira, but you might not fear, but the moment you start trading with 1 million naira, you can't fear that. Imagine trying to trade with 60 million. Imagine trying to trade with 1 billion. There are people that trade with Michael Saylor trades with 1 billion. Do you know what it means to put 1 billion inside a market that is very volatile? It takes more than courage. But then fear is going to always hold you by the neck. Okay? And just to find a way to overcome that fear and be courageous. The kind of money you're going to invest in cryptocurrency will depend on how well you're able to handle your fear. If you're yet to handle your fear, even if you become an expert trader, you don't go feel invest for cryptocurrency. Why? Because of what? You don't really have the mindset to invest in that particular asset. Okay? So you need to learn how to overcome your fear. And how do you overcome your fear now? Invest in knowledge. Build your conviction. I've already emphasized this part of building your conviction. See how you be reading about Bitcoin. If people are talking bad about Bitcoin, don't allow you to get to your head. Even if you experience a loss, understand that losses are part of the game. Then what? Keep building. If see, just be careful whenever you're entering the market, because sometimes whenever you experience some certain loss, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to go back into the market. So allow yourself to heal before going back into the market. But just don't allow that fear to hold you down. Okay? So that is just all about what fear. There's a lot of things to say about fear, but then I can possibly exhaust it here. Right? So let's look at the next thing. The next one we have is what? Is greed. Babao. Greed is what? Is the main one. Greed is another one, very, very crazy emotion you need to handle. And how does greed come into play? When you buy cryptocurrency and then you said, okay, I'm going to take profit at maybe if I get 20%, I'm going to take profit. 20% of my money, I'm going to take profit. And then before you know it, you are 20%. One evil spirit tell you, okay, guy, wait small. Right? They tell you, say, guy, wait small. This coin can still go up. That is greed playing on to you. And I tell you, people that bought Bitcoin at that bought Bitcoin at let's say at $10,000 and watch it get to $6,000 back, why they refuse to sell is because they are of greed. They are not satisfied with the market. See, no matter how hungry and no matter how tactical you are, you can never make all the profits in cryptocurrency. Take the ones you make. Yes, be greedy. When I say be greedy, if you invest money, be ready to pack plenty, but don't allow greed get into your head. Because if you allow greed get into your head, my brothers and sisters, you just be disappointed. Okay? Be greedy, yes, be greedy. If you take $10,000, be ready to take 100. See, it's only when you have a good level of greed, that you can be able to hold a coin and get 100x. That's 100 times your money. Imagine putting 1 million and getting 100 times that what 1 million. That is 100 million. How many of you have that level of greed to hold on to your position? Many people do not have that level of greed. So you see, greed is not really bad in its own. Like I said, emotions are not really bad on its own. You just need to learn how to strike the balance. Whenever you see point to be greedy, take what you have to take, but don't allow it to be over. And let me tell you one thing about greed. One of the things that make people that build somebody's greed is your conviction in the market. See, if I conduct an analysis and I say, okay, this coin has a good prospect, it will give me much more morale to be able to be greedy. And remember, when you're greedy, if you want to know that greed is strong, is when you see 110x, it did not take profit. Yeah, you take profit too, but your ability to still hold your position. People that bought Bitcoin at $1 and then are still holding today, those people are the greediest people on earth. I would like to say that it was the greediest people on earth. But then look at who make the money. Look at how rich they are now. Their greed gave them money. But at the same time, we have people that their greed has sent them back to the village. People that bought Wakanda Inu, and then when Wakanda Inu got to 45x, they should sell their money. They said no, they wanted to get to 100x first. They held their position. Today they are in trenches. That is what their greed. In both situations, greed sent one person to the village, and then greed sent one person to the life of luxury. Right? So learn how to gauge your greed. All right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Learn how to gauge your greed, because it's when you know how to gauge your greed, you'll be able to maximize a winning trade. See, let me tell you about there's some analysis you make back to be extremely sweet at that particular point. What you did is greed, so you'll be able to capitalize on them. But as you're capitalizing on them, be taking profit along the way, so that in case your greed want to backfire, you already have some profit at in your bag, right? So be mindful of greed. It's a very, very good dose. It's going to determine how well you're going to succeed in cryptocurrency, and at the same time, it can send you back to the village. All right. So when you're greedy, use sense and be greedy. Don't be greedy like people that bought Bitcoin at $10,000. When it got to $60,000, they feel like it go still pump. Make a no sell, it go still pump. That ideology will send a lot of people back to the village. And like I told you, greed is something that is human being and greed are 5 and 6. They cannot be separated. All right. So you need to let yourself understand that, okay, whenever it comes, look at what you're about to be greedy upon. Is the market good? Is the market favorable? This coin, does it has a good prospect? If it has a good prospect, take a few profits and still hold your position. Right? Now that is one of the things that's also going to make people very, very greedy in the market. When they say, okay, when they have removed their initial capital, maybe when they enter the trade, then the trader giving them their initial capital, then they can allow some of their profit to continue the ride up. That is using sense to cheat greed. But if you go and just say you want to leave all your money, you want to become a billionaire overnight, sorry, cryptocurrency will send you back to the village. All right. So that is just greed. All right. So let's look at the next one now. The next emotion we have is what? Is overconfidence and pride. This one, it do me shaggy. In what essence? See, there's a form. When you begin to practice technical analysis, but there's some kind of setup you see that you'll be so confident in that analysis. You'll be like, oh, but I have learned cryptocurrency. Nothing gets me. Now, let me give you an instance with Titanic. Remember that person that built Titanic ship, right? When people were asking him, how safe is the boat? And then he was overconfident and said, even God cannot sink that ship. And what did God, that even God cannot sink that ship? And what did God do for him? God showed him shaggy. So that is exactly what overconfidence will do for you in this crypto market. See, be humble, be humble. Because see, no matter how good you're in the market is here before you and will be here after you. If you don't humble yourself to the callings of the market will humble you by force. You can be a good technical analysis, yes, but give room for what? For failure. Give room for what? For losses. Understand that you're not perfect in the market. If you have a perfect setup, be willing to accept the fact that it could go wrong. Maybe your papa get the market, so only you cannot just be right every time. Okay? So have this at the back of your mind, and then it's going to help you. Overconfidence. And how do overconfidence also affect you again? There are instances whereby you enter a particular trade. The trade will be going wrongly, but because of you want to prove a point, you'll be like, I'm not going to exit this market. This analysis cannot possibly be wrong. Maybe you conducted a very sweet chart. You drew your lines, cha, and then it was looking so sweet. You could not just afford to say this. It's not as if you're telling the market, you must play out, you must obey me. If you don't obey me, I'm not going to exit this market. And who would end up losing his money? You. Because of what? You are overconfident in your analysis. Be flexible with your analysis. If you conduct an analysis, be willing to say, okay, if you go, give some room for failure. It's not bad to say giving room for failure. That's what people say. What people give room for what? For stop losses. Now I'm going to teach you how to use your stop loss, so that in case your analysis does not go as planned, you'll be able to cut short your loss. Because some people now, pride will make them, they will lose plenty money instead of them to lose only $10 or less than $100, because they are feeling they are jagaban. The analysis is concrete. But they say, let me just let me just wait more, and the coin is going to retrace. It will not go to retrace. Overconfidence will finish you. Okay. So that is how overconfidence affects you in the market. Pride. When you conduct just two analysis, and then before you know, you're already saying, I'm a crypto warlord. You go on Facebook and then you change your name from Mr. Godwin to crypto warlord or crypto expert or crypto jagaban, crypto dragon. That kind of names like that. That is greed. What? That is overconfidence affecting you. Because sometimes, let me be sincere to you, but sometimes you do some kind of analysis, but the analysis will be sweet between man and God. But even you yourself, but you'll be disappointed this analysis does not play out. And to your greatest surprise, the analysis will turn. So that is greed. That is overconfidence that will coming to affect you. So every time the back of your mind, that overconfidence is a very, very dangerous emotion for you. And then how do you need to tackle this overconfidence? Be humble. Always be ready to accept the fact that what you can lose. Be flexible to your analysis. No matter how clear the analysis are, always give enough room for failure. Right? Don't be stuck to your analysis. Don't be stuck to one strategy. If one strategy is not working to you, don't just feel entitled to that strategy. They did not born you with that strategy. Let it go. You cannot hold on to a strategy and be losing your money. No, the essence for it to be profitable here. So the strategy, even no matter how many hours you spend in that particular cryptocurrency analysis, if it is going against the market trend, please exit the market. There's no you're not showing pride for anybody when you're losing here. All right. So that is just about what? Overconfidence. Let's look at the next one. The next one we have is what? Is impatience. I don't need to say much about this particular one. Right? So impatience is whereby you probably bought a cryptocurrency asset, and then you say, okay, this particular cryptocurrency is going to I'm going to make 20% profit, and then maybe the thing started going up 10% profit. You're beginning to feel like, this once it gets to 20%, you just are not going to take profit, and then before you know it, you're already selling your asset just to take small profits. You're impatient to wait for analysis to play out. I remember when I started this training, I talked about waiting, and waiting as one of the most important and cardinal cardinal factor that how like now that sorry, the word just missed my head now. But patience is something that's what is vital for your survival here. If you conduct your analysis, understand that it needs time to play out. But then once you're the impatient type, you see, you enter analysis now like this, you'll be expecting it to play out in the next 30 seconds. 30 seconds, 30 minutes becomes like forever for you. Those are people that they're impatient. Whenever you enter it, whenever you're done an analysis and then you're certain, okay, this analysis is good, be willing to give it time to play out. Don't be in a hurry to see results. If you buy a particular coin and then you say, okay, I want this particular asset to hit 50% profit, have the mind of what we wait, except if you're not sure of the analysis. Or, of course, as you're waiting, you need to be taking profit at interval. But in a general note, have that patience to wait. Don't be an impatient trader. I'm going to be sharing one or two nuggets I come across on Twitter, so you're going to understand the place of patience. Because if you're not patient, there's no way you can get 100x on a particular cryptocurrency. If you're not patient, you cannot get 100, because see, 100x does not happen in one day. It happens over time. So it's only the patient dog that ends up eating the fattest bone in cryptocurrency. So understand the place of patience. And of course, when you're doing fear of missing out now, let's assume that, okay, you missed a particular coin. The coin is going to go as if it's not going to ever come down. With the idea of patience and with the idea of market structure combined with the idea of market psychology, you need to be patient to wait for the coin to go back to a point where you can enter the market. Now, let me give you a clear instance now. A crypto market is just like a bus. Let's assume you go to the bus park, and then when you go to the bus park, the bus is already filled. Of course, once the bus is filled, the bus would go. Now, as the bus is going on, would you run and go and hang on top of the bus? No. Now, let me give you an instance now. It is possible that you hang on that bus and then you get to your destination safe without even falling. But that is a very, very risky move. And on the worst side, it's possible that the moment you hang on that bus, when the bus starts going, you slip off and fall and scatter your teeth. So when you're to relate that to cryptocurrency now, it means when you hang on the bus, sometimes you might be lucky, and then the FOMO might make you to get profit, right? And then most times you'll be very unlucky, and you fall down and crash land in the crypto market. But then if you have patience, you're going to understand that as the bus goes, it is surely going to come back to pick other people. You just need to wait. Sometimes, but waiting is all that's going to determine your profitability, not even your skill set, not even your ability to master your emotions. All of these emotions are very, very important. You need to learn how to control them. Okay, let's look at the next one. Anger or frustration. Beautiful. You conducted an analysis and then you entered the market, and before we know it, you lost your money. And then you're angry, you're furious. Cryptocurrency, where I make money, I don't lose money for cryptocurrency. And so life won't take be. That is expressing anger in cryptocurrency. And at the moment you anger in cryptocurrency, you become susceptible to allow other emotions to interfere with your trade decisions. All right, that is how it happens. The moment you allow anger comes into your heart, other things become to penetrate you. If before you're not the impatient type, anger will make you become an impatient person. All right, so that is the danger of anger. Sometimes you would lose in the market. Understand that losses are part of the anger. Don't beat yourself over a loss. Don't be angry over a loss. Losses must come. You'd conduct analysis, and then people like Elon Musk would interfere with the market analysis. Don't be angry. Yes, be angry, but don't allow it to affect your trade, because I cannot say you should not be angry, you understand? You'll be angry for sure, but then don't allow that emotion to interfere with your trading. All right? So that is just one of the various emotions you need to manage. Anger and frustration. You begin to trade, and then you experience because that's what we call the consistency of your losses. Maybe you now experience your losing streak was like 3 times or 4 times. You lost 4 times consecutively. The kind of anger you feel, but the frustration you feel, but it is live. You feel these things. Say you want to trade cryptocurrency, but let me call your attention. You would experience these things. But then just ensure that, okay, whenever you're losing, you don't really lose much of your portfolio. And then if the losing streak is much, rather than get angry and then you want to go and do revenge trading, don't worry, we're going to come back. We're going to come to revenge trading here. Rather than you want to go and revenge the market, you want to go and change them for the market because the market lose from you and get yourself exposed to some market volatility. It's better you just exempt yourself from trading. Go and take a break from trading. Nobody's going to beat you. Nobody's going to put a gun to your neck and tell you to go and trade. No. Exempt yourself. Take a break off for trading. That is why I always encourage that you have something doing, have a life outside trading. I believe all of us here have our own various career. For example, me, I'm an online entrepreneur. I teach cryptocurrency. So if the market is showing me shaggy, I will not go and trade. And I've experienced maybe a consecutive amount of losses. I won't go and trade. Rather, I'll go and face other part of my life that I can use to get more money. So that I go and trade, or I come here and teach people. Okay? So that's just it. Have something doing outside so that what you're able to ease the anger. Because if your mind is only on cryptocurrency, you'll be able to affect how like to dissolve that anger. It will end up leading to an irrational decision. Okay. So the next one we have is what is revenge trading. Revenge is a very, very powerful emotion. As simple as that. You lost the money, and then the next thing your mind is telling you that, guy, go and get this money. Godwin, how can Bitcoin chop your money? Go and okay, Bitcoin. Okay, this Bitcoin, see what make you chop your money. Do like this. You get back your money, and then you go and allow yourself enter the market, knowing that it was the emotion of revenge pushing you. My brother, you will lose that your money. There's nothing like revenge trading in cryptocurrency. If you allow yourself to be revengeful in cryptocurrency, you will keep on losing money. All right. So ensure that what you don't allow yourself to be that susceptible. Losing money is actually allowed here, but losing money every time because of what you want to revenge is not acceptable. I can remember when I was trading my first time like that. Also in my sales letter, I was trading, and then I made 1 or 2 loss like that. I was like, how this market goes up my money? After this, my clean analysis. After this, it's not possible. I had to go back to the market with the mindset. Okay, I want to go and get back that money, and that was me trying to go back with the revenge mentality. And of course, the market will not disappoint you; it will humble you. All right. So have it at the back of your mind that anytime you want to revenge, anytime you want to take it, ensure that you know what you're not revenge trading. You're not trying to revenge a loss. All right. So that is just all about revenge. The next one is overexcitement. You saw what we saw in the euphoria now. Whereby the moon is pumping, the coin is pumping, everybody's excited, and then if you're not careful and you get overexcited, you would lose that money you have. You would even forget about anything market structure. You forget about anything market psychology. Always learn to contain your excitement. Don't just be overly excited. If your coin is pumping, yes, celebrate, but don't go and over celebrate and forget that you're about to experience a downtrend and still hold your position. All right, just your excitement will soon turn to frustration. So understand the place of overexcitement. It's an emotion that will come around when you begin to win. I can tell you guys, when you win, remember, as we said, you have losing streak. Maybe you lose 3 times consecutively. You can also win 3 times or even more consecutively. At that point in time, your head is going to be boom, boom, boom. Your head will be banging. You start feeling like an expert trader. Please do not allow the emotion of overexcitement to make you to forget your principles, to forget your guidelines. All right. So after the back of your mind, that overexcitement is prone to come. Yes, it's good to celebrate your wins. Yeah, go on press people on your social media, on your WhatsApp, show them screenshot, but be careful. That is why if you know me very well, I hardly post screenshot, because by the time I get excited, I can go and forget, or I might go and get overly excited and hold my position. So okay, this coin, if you still give me one more profit, and before you know it, you're sent back to the village. That is overexcitement having a turn on you. All right. So let's have it at the back of your mind not to be overly excited about a profit or a winning streak. Right? So if you can handle this overexcitement, it's going to really help you not to fall in for more losses. Okay. So let's look at the next one. We have hope. Hope in this instance is bad. Do you know I say hope is bad? Because imagine you bought Bitcoin at the point of distribution, and then it begins to dip. You begin to say, I hope this Bitcoin will go up. That is you trying to be hopeful on a bad trading decision. You have made a wrong decision. Exit the market. There's no need to be hopeful. But a lot of people who think maybe being hopeful is positive. They'll confuse being hopeful and optimism. Now, if you go and look at that market psychology chart, you discover that hope and optimism are almost on the same place. Understand? So people will think maybe if they are hopeful, it's just them being optimistic. No, you're not being optimistic. You're being selfish. You're being stupid. Because you took a wrong decision, and then things are beginning to work against you. Rather than for you to exit the market, you're feeling that I can. There's still hope, and this it goes still pump. You hear fire. All right. So hope in this instance is bad. Always look out for. Don't just go and take a wrong decision and then be hoping that it plays out. You're not here to play bet. You're not here to gamble. You're not here to play Luto. It's only Luto that people are hopeful to play, and they are gambling. They are relying on luck. But in this instance, ensure that before you begin to hope, make sure that okay, you've actually worked. Yeah, of course, you need to hope at some point in time. When you conduct an analysis, hope that it goes according to your plan. But don't just allow that over. Don't be hopeful in a wrong decision. Okay, don't be hopeful in a wrong decision, right? If you can get me, please, I want you to drop some fireball in the comment section, all right? Now the next one we have is anxiety, state of confusion. Just as the name implies, confusion. In moments like this, you get very confused. Should I sell? Should I hold? The noise is too much, and then most of the time, anxiety comes as a result of your. Okay, I see somebody. You're laughing, sir. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I love the fact that you're getting the trend right. Right. So that's just it. All right. So that's just about anxiety. You're confused. You're in a confused state. Should I hold? Should I still hold? At that moment, you start asking yourself, Kai, should I hold this or should I sell? Anxiety normally comes after you've taken a wrong trading decision. Sometimes, yeah, anxiety might come when you enter a trade, but most of the time, anxiety comes when you've taken a wrong trading decision, and then the coin begins to dip. And of course, let's say maybe you take a decision, a trade, you conduct the analysis and say, okay, this coin is going to move, and then you enter, and then probably the coin begins to go down. At that particular moment in time, you begin to feel as if your analysis might not play out. You're free to be anxious there, to be a bit confused. Should I still hold? But then have it at the back of your mind, the anxiety is not really good. Most especially when it comes after a wrong trading decision. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I can see Mr. Boniface. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's continue the training. All right. So anxiety now. Anxiety comes in what? In different phases. First of all, maybe you conduct your analysis very well, and then the coin begins to go against your analysis. You're free to feel anxious. Are you sure I did the right thing? But most of the times, when anxiety comes after probably your FOMO into a market, you're on your own. There's nobody will tell you sorry here. You deserve whatever loss you're going to experience. So the state of confusion, should you hold, should you sell, what should you do? But then if you took the right decision, you're going to understand that you can be able to manage your anxiety very, very well. So anxiety is one of the emotions you need to be wary of. Have it at the back of your mind that these emotions are actually going to keep on playing. They're going to keep on playing bet with you. They will keep on entering and be trying to dangle with your emotion, dangle with your trade decisions. The ability to be where you need to be conscious of them and see how you can attack them. Right. So we have spent over 1 hour. Right. So let's go to boredom. I love this particular one. See, cryptocurrency is a business. It is not an entertainment. I need to send that one. Cryptocurrency is a business and not an entertainment. Some people can just be at home, like being that I'm always at home now. I don't go out like throughout it. I've not even touched the floor. Some people can be at home and then out of boredom, they'll be like, let me go and trade cryptocurrency. Yeah, if you have plenty money, you can do it, fine. But if you don't have plenty money, waiting concern with, why will you go and trade out of boredom? Sure, you like to be losing money. Expert traders do this just to while away time. They want to just risk. Maybe they want to try out a new strategy. It happens like that. They just say, okay, I'm willing to just risk this money just to catch cruise on the market. Do you have that kind of money to go and catch cruise? No. People do this, out of boredom. They just be like, I don't have what to do. If you don't have what to do, that is why I say go and learn something doing. In this particular course, I'm going to be exposing you to a high income skill. That's the SPIC, the Smartphone Income Generator Guide. As time goes on, I'm going to be releasing some of these bonuses to you so that you'll be able to assimilate them. For the moment, I want us to be going as I was going gradual. I'm going to be releasing at the point of convenience. I'm going to be releasing some of these bonuses to you. Okay, so this SPIC now is more like a digital skill like that. It's going to teach you affiliate marketing, WhatsApp marketing, content creation. So maybe the market is not really favorable. If you don't really have a favorable setup, you can go and focus on doing other things. You can go and be creating content, maybe watching a video, learning 1 or 2 things, or probably learning, than say you want to go and start carrying your money and start trading because you're bored. People do this thing, don't think it's just, people do this out of boredom, just stay and then, I've done it before, that's why I'm not saying this, and then it's not really cool. Because you're here to make money, because you're not here to gamble. So when you start trading out of boredom, then you know that's what there is problem. All right. So that's just all about boredom. Ensure that if you're trading because you want to make money. You're not trading because you want to just have fun. If you have the money, fine, you can have fun. But if you don't have the money, avoid trading as a lot of boredom. All right. Then the last emotion we have is jealousy. I love this one to be specific because every human being is jealous. Now, how do jealousy affect you as a trader? Very, very simple. You learn cryptocurrency with Opera, and then you discover that, okay, Godwin identified a cryptocurrency that did 10x. You start feeling jiggy in your heart. You start feeling like, this one with Godwin. Let me go and double my odds, right? Because of your seeing another person celebrating his win, you'll be forced to go into a market, even when you don't see a proper setup in the market. But because of other people already are pressing with their results, and then you don't know that is the emotion of jealousy playing. That's the emotion of jealousy playing on you. You end up going to pick it. You end up going, like, you force your eye to see a setup where there's no setup. Are you getting it? Just because you want to make somebody, you want to feel among, you want to flow with the crowd. No, you don't do that in cryptocurrency. if you want to go and conduct analysis and then you look, and then no chart is giving you what you want to, there's no need of trying to force it. Even if another person sees a particular coin, yes, let it be, he wins. There's abundance of success. Success is not limited. The fact that that person is winning at that particular moment does not mean that you're not going to win. You just need to understand that you don't need to be jealous. Okay? Understand how to fight jealousy. I'm calling attention to this jealousy because some people will not really think this jealousy is life until you start trading. You see your neighbor celebrating futures trade 10x, and you be like, I never get 10x. You just, out of anger, you run into your Binance, start checking, just because you want to prove a point. You don't need to prove anybody's point here. If you're not convenient with what we're trading, let it be. If probably the time this particular person is sharing his wins is not your time of trading, because of course you need to have your trading plan. If your trading plan does not agree for you to go and trade, even if somebody is celebrating his wins, don't be pushed into the market. Don't allow the fear don't allow the emotion of jealousy to catch you. Because if it catch you, you keep on making irrational decisions. You keep on forcing yourself. Like, imagine I'm going to the market and then the market is telling you that, Oga, setup no good, no trade now, but because of somebody celebrating win, you are compelled to open your eye to see results. You want to see something, and then of course the market is going to show you something, and by the time you use that something and trade, you'll be able to start losing money, right? So always avoid beware of this jealousy of 18. Okay, so we're going to be rounding up very, very soon. Okay. So now let's look at the last aspect of this training. And then what's the last aspect now? How do you manage or overcome these emotions, right? So let's use the word, how do you overcome? Because let's use the word how to manage, because you cannot really overcome. Okay. How do you manage these emotions now? Number one, have a good trading plan. Have a good trading plan. And this trading plan defines your goals, it defines everything about your trading. Now, how do you ensure that you have a trading plan? Through a trade journal. Like I said, I'm going to be giving you guys a trade journal, and that trade journal is just like a book. So once you read that trade journal, you're going to see how you can create a trading plan for yourself. A trading plan incorporates all your strategies, your exit points, everything about that guides you in the trading, and your trading plan. So have a trading plan, because when you have a trading plan, remember the idea of a trading plan is that it guides you and teaches you how to respond in certain cases. So let's assume, okay, you enter a particular trade, just like I said, you're going to war. If you're going to a war, if you have a plan, a war can tell you, okay, this is how you should attack, this is what you should do in case the enemy overshadows you and stuff like that. So it prepares you. Since emotions are things that they can come in from anywhere, having a trade plan is going to teach you how to respond to these emotions. So let's say in my trading plan, I've already said, okay, in my trade journal now, I wrote that, okay, I'm going to exit this market at so point. Do you think I'll exit that market if the market is yet to get to that particular point? No. It's going to give me an idea of how to be patient, because by the time I look at my trading plan and then it is yet to hit my stop loss, or it is yet to hit my take profit, I'll still have the mentality to wait. All right. So that is your trade journal, guiding you. All right. You will not be able to. You no longer be trading out of impulse. You no longer be trading because of you just want to trade. No, you now have a justifiable reason for trading. So a trade journal is going to help you. But I think I should release that trade journal to each and every one of you today, so that you guys can just go and read it. I'm going to release it to you guys today. I intended to release it to you guys maybe sooner or later, but then since we've talked about trade, so that you guys can start reading and start seeing how you can start preparing your mind. All right. So the trade journal now is, like I said, and then I said you guys need to go and buy a book, a separate book for your trade journal, so that you can be documenting some of the things you're learning. No, not really some of the trade decisions you're taking. The ones you use to be documenting your learning. The book for your learning is different. Your trade journal is what is different. Your trade journal is more like your diary for writing everything you trade. So it's going to be like a plan. It's going to guide you and decide how you respond to some of these emotional problems. If you don't have a trade journal, you keep on responding or acting anyhow. You'll be trading based on luck. And of course, you know what trading based on luck does? You will get wickets. All right. So now the next way to overcome or manage these emotions is to have a checklist. Now, what is this checklist? Now, checklist is just like a list of possible entry setup that you need to just check. So let's say you want to enter a trade. You want to enter a trade now. If you check your checklist and then the conditions you're seeing and no condition is met on your checklist, there's no need entering a trade. Like I said, I'm going to also send you guys a checklist, but then the checklist, I'm not going to release the checklist today. It's when we have entered into technical analysis, then I'll start releasing the checklist, because you're going to better understand the checklist if you already have an idea of technical analysis. Okay. So on the checklist, and before you enter a trade, you just pick your checklist. Okay. This is what I've seen in the market. You tick. By the time you're thinking that it's going to help you. Okay, so okay, this time around, you're not trading based on luck, based on fear. You're not trading based on greed. You're trading based on what, on guide, on a proof. Okay, but if you don't have this checklist, you may end up trading impulsively. All right. So that is one of the things that that's going to help you to better manage these emotions. If you also want to exit a market now, you bring your checklist, you check, have my checklist been, have the conditions been met? You tick. All right. So once they're not met, you know, okay, at this particular point, even maybe the conditions are not met, but your mind is telling you jiggy, exit this market. You know that, okay, this time around, it is not my head telling me, it is my emotions that are trying to use me now. And another particular moment, now, if you discover, okay, on my checklist, some certain criteria are not met, you now begin to take your journal, evaluate yourself, say, this thing I'm feeling now, what is sponsoring it? Which emotion is sponsoring it? Write down the emotion that is sponsored, that is pushing you to think maybe your decision is wrong. Okay? Because the moment you enter a trade bar, you see the emotions down. Don't worry, you see these emotions, but I hope you guys are jotting it down. Because by the time you start trading real life, you see how emotions will be dealing with you. But by the time you have your checklist and some of your plans like that, you should be able to respond to these emotions accordingly. Right? Then the third way to manage this emotion is one, discipline yourself. Nobody's going to teach you discipline. If you want to make money in cryptocurrency, you need to discipline yourself. Discipline yourself to obey the checklist. Discipline yourself to record your entry point. Discipline yourself to use your trade journal. Discipline yourself to adhere to to all your trading rules. I cannot speak much on discipline here, but I know you need to see, if you want to succeed in cryptocurrency, but see this discipline bar is 5 and 6 with every successful trader. If you can't discipline yourself, there is no how you succeed in cryptocurrency. If you can't discipline yourself to come to class, there's no way you'll be able to get the knowledge. And by the time you don't get the knowledge, failure is inevitable. All right? Failure is inevitable. So discipline yourself to study. If I give materials, if I give assignment, discipline yourself to submit those assignments. Okay? That is the point of discipline here. If you want to overcome all of this emotion, you need to discipline yourself. If people are saying buy, and then you discover, okay, they're at a point of distribution in the market structure, discipline yourself and say, no matter what happens, I'm not going to buy. It is my money, you cannot force me. Okay? It is my money, you cannot force me. Mr. Godwin, thank you, I can see you. Okay? Tell yourself, okay, it is my money, they cannot force me. It is my money. Discipline yourself. Because if you don't discipline yourself, but anybody can just come and tell you anything and then you believe. For example, now, discipline is very hard to build. Though. Even me like this, I'm not even disciplined self. Probably that is why I'm still small like this, understand? So by the time I begin to grow in my discipline, I'm actually going to experience a huge growth in my portfolio, right? So discipline yourself. When the social media is crying, discipline yourself to say, okay, I know that this thing is just a hype. I am not going to fall victim. Discipline yourself. If you're going to write on your trade journal, write. If you're going to read a book, read. Discipline yourself. If you're going to practice, discipline yourself. Very important. Okay? So you need to discipline yourself at all situations. You can't overemphasize the importance of discipline. Okay, so then the next one the next factor, the next way you can use to manage your emotions is always invest in learning. I believe as you're learning now, you already have an idea of these emotions. And then aside from just having an idea, I'm also suggesting to you ways you can handle them. That is the product of learning. Had it been you have not yet invested in learning, would you be able to have this kind of information? No, you wouldn't. But because of you're open to learn, that's why you're getting this information like this. So if you want to learn how to manage your emotions, invest in learning. Invest in continuous learning. I will stop teaching you. I might not teach anything concerning psychology again, but then invest. From time to time, if you feel okay, you're beginning to lose one or two things, come back and watch the video again. Like I said, I'm going to, like this evening now, I was watching a video on YouTube now. Very powerful video now. If I was not disciplined, I shall leave and go and be doing another thing again. But because I knew that I'm looking for a mastery that can only come after I'm disciplined, I need to discipline myself to go and watch that video. Open my eyes and watch a video, a very boring video. See, there's no videos that are boring as crypto videos. You get, there's no, if not that you probably paid for this money, but I swear to God, you probably have been sleeping by now. If not that your money is invested in this, you will probably be sleeping by now. Right? So that is why they say sometimes if you want to do any mentorship training, but don't do it for free. Because crypto education but it's boring. It's only discipline that can keep you. And sometimes if you want to be disciplined, commit your finance to something. Since your money is committed in investing, you want to invest you're committing your money. You need to be disciplined. If not, you lose all of that money. Right? So discipline is very, very important if you must succeed as a crypto trader. All right. So very, very important. Strive to always build discipline. Discipline will not come overnight. but then keep on practicing small, small. Then before you know it, you're already building and developing habits that will help you become a very successful trader. All right. And then the last thing we have before we call it for today is what apply proper risk management. Okay. Like, of course, you're human. Some of these emotions sometimes they will get to you. The fact I'm shouting, this, even myself, sometimes I FOMO. I'll just be on my own and then I'll see a coin pumping, and then just because I want to just catch the hype, I'll just enter the coin, and then sometimes you make the money, sometimes you don't make the money. But then always learning how to apply proper risk management would help you. Okay? So learn how to apply proper risk management. And of course, in this particular training, I'm going to be teaching you the exact risk management strategies I use. And then you can also modify on them. You can also go and learn more. By the time you learn how to use proper risk management strategies, nothing going to shake you again. Nothing will really sound new to you like that. All right? So learn to invest in proper risk management. When we come to that particular, I think it's the last session of this particular training, I want you to take it very, very seriously. Like I said, I'm not expecting anybody to start trading immediately. See, if I were Yuba, take at least 6 months. Don't be trading. Take at least 3 months. Take at least 3 months first to understand and practice all I'm teaching you here before you begin to invest actively with your funds. Do paper trading. I'm going to talk about paper trading. Do paper trading. Resist that, or discipline yourself not to put in your money first until you're sure that you've gotten enough mastery, at least a relatively good amount of mastery. See, the market no go run, but you see that your money back. If you no go learn, you go loss. But by the time you learn and then you have a level of confidence, and then you enter the market, you'll be able to make more money, right? So invest in proper risk management. Okay. So if you've gotten the energy, and if you're certain that, okay, you've learned something, please drop some fireballs in the comments. Let me know that, okay, you've gotten the energy today and that you've learned something new today. I'm super excited. Like the way I'm feeling now, but I can continue teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching, because this particular topic is something that it interests me to learn. It interests me to teach about. Okay, so if you've gotten value from this particular training, I want you to drop some fireballs in the comment section, and then we'll call it a day. All right. So drop some fireballs in the comment section. I want to see them. Eyes are there. Come on. Okay. Okay, drop some fireballs for me. Drop some fireballs. Okay. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's training. All right. So I'm excited, and at the same time I'm slightly exhausted. All right. But then nothing spoiled. All right. So see you guys in the next session. All right. If you have any questions, do well to send me a question in the group chat. Okay. So let's go and talk in the group chat. Peace out. Bye. Okay, Mr. Godwin, I can see you. Thank you.